Hi, welcome back. Sorry I've been gone so long, but today I've brought in a guest, my uncle Michael, and he has something pretty important to tell about his beef Wellington.
I'm cooking a beef Wellington for the first time. My name is Michael. I'm a chef. This is the first time I cooked a beef Wellington, so I'm hoping it's going to go really well. Hope that everyone's going to like it. And
It smells really good.
it does smell pretty good. It's the pastry on top. It's going to be like a nice crusty pastry and a nice rare beef in the middle.
Why do you want a beef Wellington to be rare in the middle?
Because rare meat's the best way to have it. If you cook it well done, it's all dry.
What about like medium rare?
Medium rare is good. That's a good one. I'll give you medium rare. I like medium rare. But it's never going to cook all the way in case like that. It'll burn the outside before it cooks
Oh, that's
completely. If you wanted it well done, you'd have to cook the beef before and let it cool and then wrap it up.
I don't like well done meat because it gets dry and then it crumbles.
It does crumble and it's mealy and it's just all around sad.
Our grandpa likes well done
Well,
burgers.
people his age were scared by the FDA back when they were younger, thinking you get a disease if you eat rare meats all the time, but it's pretty rare.
It's like the scare with eggs and salmonella, because the salmonella's on that shell and not the
That's
inside
right.
of the egg.
And that's how it is with beef. Ground beef, you got a lot of different surfaces and they grind up together. That's where the bacteria is. But if you get a big piece in the middle, it's never been exposed to air, basically. So if you don't grind it up, you're golden.
Nice.
I'm gonna make a nice shallot red wine reduction sauce for the beef Wellington.
Well, how do you make that?
I'm gonna dice up some shallots really fine, and I'm gonna pan fry them. And then I'm gonna put some red wine in there and cook it down until it reduces, thickens up. And then I'm gonna take cold butter cubes, throw them in there and swirl them around the sauce. And it makes a nice gravy, pretty much.
You can use any roux?
No roux. It's just a butter sauce, red wine butter sauce. It's gonna get thick because of the wine reduction. As you cook the water out of the wine, it gets thicker and the flavor gets stronger. And then we're gonna slice the Wellington, and we're gonna spoon it over. And then we're gonna sprinkle some coarse salt on it. It's gonna be delicious.
I always see them sprinkling coarse salt on like meat and stuff, but why don't you use the little salt?
Table salt?
Yeah.
It's whenever you have your dish at the table, and when you use coarse salt, it takes a little bit longer to dissolve in the food. And each one of those coarse salt pieces is like 1,000 the little tiny ones that you put on your table. So it's easier to season the food the way you want to with table salt because it's smaller and it dissolves like he's sitting on your dad's jacket. But it dissolves faster and you can control it better. Because say, put it this way, say you have a big plate of spaghetti, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can sprinkle the table salt and a little bit on it, but if you have coarse salt, big rocks go everywhere. And then when they dissolve, you're gonna have like a big pile of salt.
I wish you guys could see this. Our cat is sitting on my dad's vest that he just brought home.
It's new, right?
I think he said he had it, but I've never seen him wear it before.
It's because the cat hasn't blessed it yet by sitting on it. So do you want to try to cook a beef Wellington one day?
Probably not. It seems really difficult because you were in the kitchen all day.
It would have been less difficult. Your mom said that she had some saran wrap, plastic wrap, and you need that so you can get the beef Wellington really tight.
It's called like Jerry film. I think it's Jerry or no, it's Reynolds wrap. You see? It's
No,
Reynolds wrap.
that's the parchment. That's the wax paper. The parchment paper.
Oh,
She
well, what
had
did
some-
you use?
I use wax paper for the baking pan, but she had some. I don't know what it was.
It's
It was like the rubber, like the plastic gloves they hand out at the Asian market.
Yeah, it was like I know what you're talking about. It's really good for when you want to close something.
Yeah.
But if you want to actually use it like cling film, then it's
It was
not
too.
good. It's like really
Because
thick.
I need it to stretch, so when I roll it, it gets tighter and tighter. But it
That one
worked out
just
fine.
goes through.
I think it worked out fine because I wrapped the puff pastry around it pretty tight.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
You want to come and join on our podcast?
How's she looking? Oh boy.
Ooh, how much butter, like egg wash, do you put on top?
You have to cover it pretty well. See, I didn't know the oven would take so long to preheat, so I put an egg wash on it and it all soaked in, kind of. So I had to re-egg wash it.
I'll be even egg washier.
Yeah. So it'll be golden brown.
Use crepes for the outside instead of like a normal.
No, I use crepes on the end. There's a double layer. See, the Wellington is crepes, which I made homemade with rosemary and sage, garlic.
I had some. They were really good.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, they were. So you put the crepes down, then you put some sort of ham. Prosciutto is what I used, but you can use ham, whatever ham you want to, or bacon. I mean, I've heard people use bacon. Then you take the beef Wellington, you pat it dry, you salt it and pepper really good, you sear it on each side in a hot pan. And then once you take it out of the pan, you put a English mustard or a spicy brown mustard on it, let it sit there.
That sounds like really good.
And for the mushroom, it's I forgot the name of it. You finely chop different mushrooms, shallots, garlic, and you cook them down.
Shallots are the little onions, right?
Little onions, yeah.
Do they taste any different?
They taste like an onion, but without. It's not as strong as an onion.
Oh.
But you cook all the moisture out of that, and you reduce some red wine in it, and then you layer that on top of the prosciutto. Then you put your Wellington and you roll it tight with a crepe around it. You put it in the fridge to chill for a little bit. And then you get your puff pastry and you roll it out a little bit, make it thinner. And then you wrap all of that in the puff pastry, cut off the excess, tighten it all up, hit it with the egg wash, hit it with some coarse salt on
I'd be
top.
afraid if I use like a different meat, like bacon, it'd get too salty. Because like I've had bacon on like sandwiches and burgers, and there's just too much salt.
Well, that's a risk you're willing to take.
Yeah.
Just season everything else less.
Yeah.
Bacon might be too greasy.
You could wash it, but it's thicker too.
Wash bacon?
Yeah.
Well,
Why
you
not?
should just wash the salt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kind of wash it off.
I thought bacon was just naturally salty.
You can buy it is, but you can
It's
buy
not.
lower sodium bacon.
You can cure your own bacon in a sugar cure.
Ooh, I've seen is it similar where you like put salt all over a fish and then you
Yeah.
bake it
Mm-hmm.
and it looks super good?
Makes the crust on it.
Yeah. And you're like,
I did some fermented egg yolks.
Fermented egg. Is that
Yeah.
where you bury it in salt and then pop it out and they're like
like 1,000-year eggs.
They're so good. You take the yolks. Well, you make your herb mixture and you mix it in with your salt. You make little divots. You crack your egg yolks in there, just the yolk, and you cover it with salt for like 5 to 7 days. And the end process is one of the best things you'll ever have in your life. You can
You grate them? Or
yeah, you just
eat
grate it.
them?
You can eat it, but it's
Smells
better
like grape jam and nail polish.
whenever you grate them. It does.
Ugh.
Like if you put it on pasta or anything hot, it starts to like melt, and it tastes so good. It's one of the best things I've had on pasta, and they're really easy to do.
The only thing I really know how to do with pasta is make a cheese sauce.
She makes a really good.
Tell me how you do it.
So you take some like a little bit of water, you boil it, then you take roux, which you're gonna use the rest of your water. So you get the water boiling. You only use like half a cup, and you put the rest of how much water you want in a big cup and pour flour in it, mix it up. Then you pour that in a pan, and then boil it until it gets about to half about the water that you put in. And then you add like milk, and then you add a bunch of cheese and pesto and salt and pepper,
That
like
sounds
garlic, and it turns into like a cheese sauce. But
That sounds really good.
sometimes I accidentally either put too little cheese or too much cheese, and it like thickens up
Yeah,
too
it's
much.
not- It's good.
You see it?
It's kind of sweet.
It is kind of sweet. It's gonna be good.
But-
That's gonna be the that's gonna be the red wine reduction sauce with the shallots.
I hope it gets better than that.
It does. It'll be better. It's gonna have nice buttery goodness mixed in with it.
It's a high alcohol content.
Does it
Is it? What are we talking here?
13 and a half.
13 and a half?
That's gonna make your mom
That's
less
wine.
angry. You just see her scowl. Just. Can you make me a drink?
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm on the
In a pocket
podcast. I can't
time?
leave. Can you make me? Can I have some more whiskey?
Yeah.
I can't leave the set.
You want ice in it?
There's some ice in the red cup already.
No, but
I think you like.
oh, sorry.
You don't like mushrooms, but that mushroom spread I put on there, it doesn't taste like mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms when they taste too much like mushroom or like the
These
texture
don't.
of mushroom.
These taste like red wine and shallots and garlic
Mom makes
flavor.
like chicken wing mushrooms, and they're really good. One
Chicken
time she
wing
made them really thick, and they tasted too much like
What's a chicken wing mushroom?
mushroom. It's what kind of mushrooms are they?
Oyster mushroom.
Oh,
You take the oyster mushrooms and you like make them really thin. You bread them and you fry them, And they taste like chicken tenders.
Oh, well, we had that last when Tony and I came up. It was good.
Ooh, I can make those ones for Candace and I. For dinner. Oh, she's eating.
She's-
I'll also eat other stuff. I'm not gonna eat a big slice.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of Wellington. It's looking good. I was worried about it cooking too fast.
No, it's
That's a
cooking
big
lovely.
Wellington.
Oh, it looks-
It looks just like a loaf of bread.
Do you have a timer on it?
Yeah, I might not have put it on it.
Yeah, there's
I
4
think I
minutes
did.
left on the podcast.
Does the button say is here? So what's the name of your podcast? Is it Bones?
No, that's someone commissioned me to draw a headshot of their character. You see how I draw it on the paper, then I put it on the screen.
I put your sticker of the snail on my guitar.
Guys, I forgot to tell you guys, I have a Redbubble.
You have a what?
A Redbubble, that's where the stickers come from.
Oh,
Yeah, Michael has too.
yeah.
I have
That's
some in my room. I'm too scared to actually put them on anything.
Why?
Well, because I'm like, oh, what if I actually want to
We
put
can
them
order
somewhere?
more.
Do this. Get some double-sided tape. Cut the parts of the wax paper that it's stuck to. You can stick the sticker
Oh yeah,
without taking the actual backing off of it.
yeah. I'd actually. That's actually a good idea.
That's
Are
what I
you
used to
gonna
do.
fry those up, Mom?
Yeah.
Those are giant
Yeah, I'll have some of
mushrooms.
them too.
They look like a walrus tusk.
Yeah.
I've never seen them that big. Have you?
No. The only mushrooms I've seen are like the really expensive ones we accidentally bought, and oyster mushrooms and portobello mushrooms.
I'm sure your mom rang in the correct mushrooms at the register. Like cilantro? That ain't no cilantro.
You can pretend. Some people don't. Some people at the register will ring up like cabbages, like lettuce.
I like it when they ask you, the customer, how much something was. Like, I don't know,
Like
work here?
26 cents.
I don't know.
Like, you guys put too much trust in the customer.
I had one girl, she was like, well, how much do you want to pay? I was like,
How much do
$1.50?
you
I don't know.
wanna
I don't work here.
I feel like that would be more accurate at like a dollar store and not like an actual store. Like imagine going to like a really expensive dinner and they bring you the check and it goes like question mark question mark question
What do
mark.
you want to pay?
It's like how much? You're like what? You didn't
Well,
like keep record or
if it was the dollar store, I would pay no more than $1. How much do you want to pay? Like, well,
$1?
75 cents. Since you had to ask, since I work here now, you had to ask me.
We went the last time we went to the dollar store. There was things for like $5 there.
You guys talking about Five Below? Everything's under $5, but
No,
they go
not
up to
Five
$10.90.
Below. It was the dollar store.
I'd be angry. I'd be like, I bought $1. I don't know what to do.
I have $1.07. Give me something from the dollar store. Why is this $2 when the sign says everything $1?
I buy cleaning supplies from the dollar store.
You can get Fabuloso.
Fun fact, signs at the dollar store say almost. Really tiny. Everything under $1.
That's like when you say Candace can almost read.
Yeah, and we're about 30 seconds until the end.
Whoa, what are you gonna say to sign off?
I don't have a.
I love you, Kara. That's what I'll say to sign off.
Thank you. I love you too.
I can't wait for you to try the beef Wellington.
I can't wait either. I can smell it from over.
I hope so. We're 5 feet away.
Okay, well, it's the end, so I'm
That's
gonna
fun.
say goodbye and
Goodbye, everyone.
give a round of applause to our guest, Mitchell.